An encore of our today's special value. This is the Ninja FrostVault 30-quart hard cooler with a dry zone. This is the innovation that we know and love from Ninja. This is a drawer that pulls out and keeps your food separate from any of your icy cold beverages that would be above it. So you get that wonderful drawer with that dry zone to separate, keeps everything refrigerated. This will hold up to 48 cans. It will keep ice frozen for up to 5 days. And no, there's not a cord. No, you don't have to charge this. It is just the insulating power that Ninja has given to us. It is truly the best cooler that you will ever have, because up to 5 days of ice frozen and that easy access dry zone. No electricity, no plugs, so you've got all that 3 inches of insulation. All the things that you don't like about coolers, Ninja has solved for you. Free ship saves you over $30 out at retail. You should be looking at $199.99. Today, we are looking at $139.98. Oh, I already see a color being taken away. Okay, so it looks like we are down to just one color remaining, which is this beautiful gray. That's so funny. Just a moment ago, we had a white right next to it, but it just got taken away. Fewer than 650 remaining to go around, and I would encourage you to use the Easy Pay, $28 on an Easy Pay. You are going to use this and use this and use this and use this. It's going to be one of those purchases that you never regret, because it is complete innovation in a cooler. Now, we're going to welcome in Rachel Buck. She is a Ninja brand chef, and we are so excited to have her here. Rachel, I'm so excited to be here with you and talking about a cooler that I just think is like the coolest thing since sliced bread. It is so amazing.
Oh, it's so good to be here with you, Rachel. And it's just amazing that it's the two of us for the next hour.
Yes.
I love Rachel and Rachel.
I know, it's the Rachel show. It's the Rachel and Rachel Ninja show for the next hour.
I love it. I loved listening to you. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, let's dive in. I love this so much.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I'm so excited to be here. And I loved listening to your pitch on our Ninja FrostVault 30-quart cooler. I saw it was on TSB, and I'm so happy that we're able to, have that last bit of sell today. So I do have those 2 colors left. I know we only have the gray, but I have both of those up here. And I just want to tell you how amazing this cooler is.
Please do, because I am so impressed. I really, truly, as I was preparing for the show, I was going down the list of all that this does, and I was like, okay, it solves the problem of everything melting. It solves the problem of things getting soggy. It solves the problem of not having to have a rechargeable cooler, right? It really does everything that I would want in a cooler, all in one for a really great price.
So true. And that's exactly what Ninja does. We love solving consumer problems. So when we learned that people do not like having soggy sandwiches out of their, other coolers, we were like, how could we fix this? So that's how we really invented this dry zone storage area. So I think you had mentioned it before, but this is such a game changer.
Let's talk about that, because this is where I was listening to an old presentation of the Today's Special Value. And this is really the innovation that Ninja sort of brought to the table with this dry zone that keeps everything refrigerated without having to put it inside your ice section, which might get soggy.
Exactly. So up top, you have your ice like your traditional coolers. You can pack in a ton of different drinks. And then below, we've added this dry zone storage that really is a very large space.
Yes.
It's food safe, so you can actually stick your food right in there. You can see, I'll tip this a little bit, you can see I actually fit a whole charcuterie platter in there.
Wow.
So again, and that is going to stay dry. And guess what? It's going to be at refrigerator temperature. So it's as if I was bringing a refrigerator with me to the beach, to the park, to a softball game.
Oh, I love that so much. Rachel, I actually play softball, so I definitely need to bring this with me to the softball games, because so often we're dealing with a cooler that is going to not really last very cold very long. This will keep ice frozen for up to 5 days, not 5 hours.
It like doesn't sound believable, right? It's like
Agreed. Agreed. I would think, okay, that's only possible with one of those coolers that you have to plug in, right? That has that sort of battery fan system. This does not have to plug in at all. It's just the ice, the insulation, which is it 3 inches of insulation? That's what keeps this cold and frozen for 5 days.
Correct. Ninja will never settle for subpar, so we have made sure again to have those 3 layers of insulation, and yeah, keeping your ice in there for up to 5 days. I mean, like I said, it's unbelievable, but it really changes the game in camping and in you know, maybe your fridge goes down and you need to, you know, take the food out and keep it in your cooler. Well, now you literally have another refrigerator.
That's a great idea, Rachel, because so often we talk about picking up maybe like an EcoFlow power station to power up your fridge. Maybe if that's not in your budget, this could be in your budget because for $139.98 or $28 on an Easy Pay, now you do have somewhere to transfer all your frozen foods or as much as can fit and keep them frozen, even if you have power for less, your power is gone for 5 days. That ice will be frozen for 5 days. And then, Rachel, if I wanted to, I could just switch out the ice, right? And start that day all over again.
Right. You can go 5 days, 10 days, 15 days. I mean, keep going. You can use the cooler, you know, your whole life.
Wow.
But it's so wonderful. And I also love that it's so easy to carry. It is a bit heavy now because I've added a lot of ice and drinks, but it's so easy to carry, and it has this incredible lock here that I actually know. We've done extensive testing with bears. I have to say it.
With bears?
Yes,
oh
to make sure
gosh.
they cannot get in here if you leave this outside your campsite.
The bears cannot get in. That is so funny, but I can understand. That's important. So think camping, right? If you could go camping an entire weekend and have frozen ice cream, right? For that entire weekend. That's amazing to think about that. Rachel, let me see, because I know you just mentioned okay, it weighs it's like 20 and a half pounds, right? So obviously it's going to be more when you have something in it. But for me, 20 and a half pounds, right? Yes, of course, when I'm putting a ton of ice in that, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. But take it with you to the campsite, put it there, add the ice in, have your food frozen in there. And is it 48 cans that can fit inside the actual cooler?
I was going to say, so I made this stack over here. I guess it's on my left. And it's crazy. So when you think about it, like when you go to the supermarket and you buy those sleeves of cans, those typically have about 12 cans in them. So think about how many of those sleeves you can fit in this cooler.
Wow, I can't believe that. That is so amazing to be able to, you could have multiple softball teams happy with their soda.
Exactly. And everyone's favorite kind. You could fit so much in here.
That's amazing. Let's talk on the side. So we do have the drain hole here. So when everything does melt after the 5 days, I would just kind of drain it out through the side?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's so easy to, unscrew and all your water should come right out.
That's easy. Look at that. And you just dump it out and you're good to go. And then you can kind of restock with the ice and be absolutely good to go. Now, Rachel, when you're talking about the 48 cans, is that 48 cans and then you would put the ice around it? Or would that just be 48 cans on their own? And then it would be a little bit less than that if I'm adding ice in?
So 48 cans will fit with the ice, yep.
With the ice? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is pretty unbelievable, yeah.
That is amazingly unbelievable. Here's your dimensions. So you're looking at your beautiful length of 24 inches, your height of 18 3/4, and your width of 17 inches. And you're looking at 28.5 pounds if you want to just ice in there. The 48 cans can go in there. It's a $29 savings, but if you look out at retail, it's even more than that because this should be out at retail $199.99. Today, you are looking at not only a reduced price for that today's special value of $139.98, you also are free shipping and handling, which saves you over $30 additionally. So everything that you need for your tailgating, your road trips, imagine having this in the back seat or in the trunk. So you always have ice cold soda for the entire road trip. You have all the snacks. You can have sandwiches in here, so you don't have to be spending the money at every single roadside stop along the way. You have everything that you need. So Rachel, let's talk again about this amazing drawer. I love that there's sort of like this locking system. So that's gonna keep everything locked in. I'm just gonna slide it up, and then I can open up this drawer, and that is my refrigerated section. So anything that I wanna keep at a refrigerator temperature, I do it in this drawer.
Exactly. So you can actually keep items in that refrigerator, area. And they actually sit at below 40, which is like refrigerator temperature, for up to 2.5 days. So
That's amazing.
not that these cookies and sandwiches would last 2.5 days, but you can add your turkey sandwiches and your cookies, have them in this dry zone so they're not getting, soaked up with water in a cooler, a traditional cooler, and have this, wonderful dry zone that you can lock into place and keep that food refrigerated for up to 2.5 days.
That's amazing. So up to 2.5 days at refrigerator temperature in the dry zone, up to 5 days of ice in the cooler section where you're going to add your ice in there, put all your drinks, your soda, your frozen foods up there. You really have such great versatility. This dry zone I have never seen before on any other cooler, and you have it now with Ninja. It's the Ninja innovation that we absolutely love. We had 3 colors. Now there's just one. So these are flying out of here. It's also customer top rated. And I do have an update for you. We have fewer than 550 remaining. And that is it. And when it's a today's special value, we bring in quite a lot of our quantities. So we are now 2 colors down and only 1 remaining. Rachel, tell us a little bit about what we're seeing here.
Okay, so this is the FrostVault in its glory. So you're really seeing here that you can add in your ice, you can have that dry zone for your dry foods. It's at refrigerator temperature. You can add your sandwiches, your fruit. I love adding a charcuterie board. And then up top is where all of your ice and your drinks go. You can even add your meat if you're, gonna smoke it or grill it. And it's easy to clean. You can fit up to 80 cans in that larger one. It is incredible what this cooler can do. I'm telling you, I don't think I could go another summer without this, or another road trip without this product.
I know.
It's really revolutionary.
It really truly is. I am so impressed by it, and really just thinking about all the alternatives that I've used previously. Whether it is the worst of the worst is buying that styrofoam cooler, right? And you buy that at the grocery store and you hope that things stay cold, and they never do. And it's just a wet mess of gunk by the time you get to your destination.
This is my soggy sandwich that I pulled out, and it hasn't even been here that long, but that's what happens when you have ice on top of your sandwiches and your cookies and all those things.
Exactly. And then you've got to continuously buy the ice for it as well. And ice can get expensive as you're buying more and more bags of ice. Then you kind of step it up. You go maybe to like a soft-sided insulated cooler, which isn't that much better, but maybe a little bit better because there's a zipper top to it. Then you sort of step up to your hard coolers, but we just haven't had a lot of innovation in the hard cooler space until now.
So true.
There has been some innovation with sort of like your plug-in hard coolers, but then you've got to always have a plug. You've got to charge it in the car, right? And it's not going to stay cold when it's unplugged as long. There's no plugs. There's nothing around here, right? You're getting it's just a clean back, right?
And
there's nothing to plug in.
Funny. Exactly. And it's funny to think Ninja's known for our incredible electronics, our battery operated products, things that are technology with plugs, but we've gone into this cooler space and we're solving a consumer problem. No more soggy sandwiches, no more carrying lopsided coolers that your food doesn't stay fresh for up to 5 days. We are changing the game in the way you take your food on the go.
Yeah, it truly changes the game completely. You are never going to want another cooler. You are going to want this one. You're going to maybe want multiples of these ones, but also more. Yes, you can see it's built to last. So yes, an investment today of either $28 on any major credit card or your full investment of $139.98. You're investing in something for this summer, but for next summer and the following summer and years and years and years in the future, because you are always going to have that 5 days of ice up to 2.5 days of refrigerated temperature food in that dry bin, and all that we know in the quality from Ninja. It is simple. It's not something that you have to have a tech-savvy background to function. It just does the job, and it gets rid of all the headaches. Every headache that you could think of about